Heather Snyder. Grave risk of death. Zach Goldich. Grave risk of death. He was in Theater 8. Petra Hogan. Grave risk of death. Jameson Toes. Grave risk of death. Farah Soudani. That's an injury to her legs. Is that a grave risk of death? And you remember the testimony. How her organs were literally pouring out of her body and had to be held in by hand. Grave risk of death. Caleb Medley. He came in here, you saw him. Grave risk of death to him. Dion Rosborough. Grave risk of death. Stephen Moten. Grave risk of death. Adnan Avia Ariando. Grave risk of death, shot in the leg. Yusuf Garbi. Grave risk of death. Lean Young. Grave risk of death. Bonnie Kathleen Poroso Zogby, and you'll remember her, she came in with the flowers in her hair. Grave risk of death. Ashley Mosier. I know you all remember Ashley Mosier. Grave risk of death to her in the theater. I submit to you there is a grave risk of death to any of them and all of them and everybody else in Theater 9 and everybody else in Theater 8, and that we have proven to you that statutory aggravating factor.